So, how do you make a group of old ladies start cussing? Shout out, bingo! Keep it casual, you know. We'll keep it calm up in her. All right, so there's an old man and his friend. All right, his best friend. The old man says to his best friend, his friend says, "What would you like to know? If you could know anything in the world, what would you like to know?" And the old man says, "I would like to know where I'm going to die at." And his friend says, "Why on earth would you want to know that?" And the old man says, "So I was sure not to go there." I think the worst insult I've ever gotten in my life was from one of my friends in high school. They were real mad at me. I did something. I can't remember what I did, but I did something to really get under their skin, okay? The worst insult I've ever gotten. He came up to me and said, "You know what? Your grandpa is so old, his social security number is 6. I was like, "Whoa, don't be taking shots at my granddad." We missed that. You missed it? Want me to do it again? Just the end? Okay. I'll just move on then. I think the best compliment I've ever gotten is someone told me one time, "I hope you live to be so old and live so long that your driving scares people." Alright. So I learned something when I came and started working here a couple years ago. I've been working here for about 2 years, and growing up, I grew up in a religious home, Christian family, you know, very God-fearing family, and I was always taught the Serenity Prayer growing up. I'm sure most of you are familiar with that, but for those of you who may not be, it goes something like this. It goes, "God, please grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference." I saw the funniest thing. I walked into this lady's room one time. She does not live here anymore, unfortunately, but I walked in the room and she had this thing on her wall, this big plaque. And it's called the memory prayer. I was like, "The memory prayer? What's that?" The memory prayer goes something like this. It says, "God, please grant me the memory to forget the ones I never liked, the good fortune to bump into the ones I do like, and the memory to tell the difference." I just loved it. I want to take a picture, but she was like, "No, you can't take a picture. They're going to report me." I was like, "Okay." There's a couple of things I've learned working here, though. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from everybody that lives here. I learned 2 ways to tell you're getting older. Sometimes, you just get older and one day you look in the mirror, you can't figure out how you got there. There's 2 ways to tell you're getting older. The first way, in my mind, is when your back goes out more than you do. That's when you know it's time to hang her up. The second way is, as you get older, I'm sure most of you know, I see a lot of people with glasses out here, your eyesight starts to dim. Am I right? Your eyesight starts to go. So as your eyesight starts to go, there's a lot of people that watch TV when they go to bed. So their eyesight starts to dim, they can't see the TV screen as well, they move the TV closer and closer to their bed. So, as the years goes on, they move it closer, and closer, and closer, until before you know it, you're in bed with Jay Leno. That's the problem. Well, I've also realized that, before I started working here, I didn't think I'd have any similarities with, seniors, older people. But I realized that me and all the residents here, we're not that different. We have a lot of similarities. We have a lot of similarities. One of them is I see you in the morning. When I work breakfast, I see you in the morning. Everybody's running in. Am I late? Looking around, they still got an hour and a half left of breakfast. You know what that tells me? You've been hitting that snooze button too much. Oh, am I late? Oh, that was a drill. Beep. I'll get it right next time. I do that every morning. You see me late a couple times. I'm sure you know why. I get up, I'm like, "Am I late?" And I actually am late. I'm like, "Oh, it's a drill. Beep, beep, beep." I'll get it right next time. Another thing I've noticed working here is it's a lot like high school here. There's a seating chart where everybody eats. Everybody has their own assigned seat. Most people, not everybody, but most people, everybody sits in the same spot. And it's just common knowledge that you don't sit in someone else's spot. I mean, in a lot of ways, the residents here are like gang members. You don't go in enemy gang territory. You just don't do it. Bruce. Just so you know, Bruce is coming up here and doing a Polish dance for you when I'm done. And then he's going to shave off his mustache. But, where was I? He made me lose my train of thought. Oh yeah, I remember now. The seating chart. So, you don't go in someone else's seat. It's just common sense around here. Like I said, it's like the Crips and the Bloods. Crips don't go to blood territory. There'll be a gunfight. You just don't do it. And one time, I remember I was still kind of new. I was working in the kitchen, and there was this one lady. She doesn't live here anymore. I'm not going to use any names here, but she had a seat, and she'd always sit there. And there was a new lady. She was was starting to lose her memory a little bit, and she came and sat in this lady's seat. Half an hour before she got there, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna go down. I see the lady coming in. She's coming in her walker. She looks up, right at